Hello, and welcome to the World at War, Dire Bears Tuesday Night, Scion 2nd Edition Chronicle. If you were with us last session,
that might be with us from last year. Who knows?
well, I think we had more
can
viewers
hope.
last year because we were doing a more popular game.
If you were here with us last year, you're really confused right now.
So the mechanics will seem very similar, but not quite right.
Yeah.
But no, if you were with us last session, you would know that Talarius survived the explosion. I mean, you wouldn't guess that since the player's gone right now, but there was some investigation, and we ended with most of the band on a boat in the middle of the lake. It was foggy, there was singing out in the fog, and something was moving around in the water. I don't think anybody said we need a bigger boat, but they're probably going to need a bigger boat.
Just as long as we it's only a boat that we need, or a bigger boat, and we still have this boat.
Yeah.
Well, that's because we haven't gotten started. Once we get started, it may just be that y'all need a boat. But before we get to that, we happily have Rat back with us.
Yay.
And we need to cover what Rat's been doing, or what Jaden rather has been doing the past. Well, I guess the last couple of sessions have really only been a day or two. So Jaden had, while the band a couple of sessions back were kind of taking care of their daily lives, Sasha checked in with her grandparents, etc., etc. Jaden had to take one of her classes out. As usual, you went across to the, I forget what the forest's name is. But the forest,
Grove, something like that.
That sounds right. Like I said, I know we named it. But it's a forest south of, kind of south and east of Olympus. Across the lake. You've been going there off and on your entire life. Nothing to worry about. As I had mentioned the last time you checked in with at your place of employment, you don't have as many people in your classes now. It's possible that the bad press hasn't helped. Or just how often you've been seen fighting monsters, period, maybe, making some people nervous about being around you. But you still got the core of your class. So you head off and you're taking them hiking through the woods. A little deeper than usual. Just because, they've been several times now, so you keep trying to show them new stuff. As with the last time you were here, though, you keep finding these kind of grown-up spots, these spots that are a lot lusher than usual. Like one time, I believe you found an apple grove. This time, it's a huge berry patch. A bunch of different kind of berries. Some of them aren't native to the region. It looks like natural growth, in that it's not in rows or however you do berry patches when you do it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice lots of tracks of various sorts. Some the natural animals you'd expect in the region. Some that you're quite certain are hooved but bipedal. Now it looks like these things are several days old. You don't see any fresh prints, other than maybe some of the local native wildlife, because deers and whatnot are quite fond of anything sweet. Your class is real taken with it. They're like asking you if you knew this was here, and they're running around grabbing berries.
I made it.
She will tell them not to grab the berries.
One of the guys turns around with his mouth full of a strawberry. How come?
This is something new that wasn't here before.
Are you sure you just hadn't stumbled across it before?
Positive.
Well, I mean, strawberries are just strawberries, aren't they?
One can hope.
One of the ladies takes out her pocket knife and kind of cuts one of the strawberries in half, looking on the inside. It looks normal.
Just because it looks normal doesn't mean it is normal.
I mean, I guess we should probably wash them first. I mean, that's probably a thing.
Let's not eat any random fruit for right now.
There's some disappointed noises. A few of them take out little bags and they're like picking some. They're like, we're not going to eat them now. We'll take them home and wash them good.
Or later. Just for right now.
Worst trail I've ever been on.
But I want to just put random berries and mushrooms in my mouth.
Well, these are strawberries, so they can at least identify them.
Yeah.
Then there's some oohing and awing because one couple has they're shushing everybody, and they point down like the far end, in and amongst some of the bushes. You see a couple of fawns chewing on some strawberries, grabbing strawberries. They're like knee high. They're little bitty things.
Oh.
I'm literally describing some fawns I just saw the other day on one of the roads by my house. I never see bucks, but the does have new fawns every year, so there's got to be a buck around here.
And suddenly they get up on 2 feet and go, "The fuck you doing?"
What? When I start something here?
They'd be like hobbit size if they stood up on their back legs.
Still unsettling.
Oh yeah, it's still having me gunning my engine. So your class is distracted for the minute, looking at the little baby deer. So what does Jade want to do with this strange situation?
She will probably just walk them away from the new grown berry patch.
Yeah, so they start walking away. Some of them have got their cell phones out, filming the, where they were filming the little baby deers.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's already trying to post it on Facebook. Signal's a little weak out here, but.
Okay. And they look just like normal fawn. Nothing weird about them, right?
No, they just look like, they were just two little fawns perusing the berry patch.
Okay.
Like I said, the only recent tracks you've seen around here were native wildlife. Everything else was several days old.
Mm-hmm.
See, then suddenly they come at you going,
Right. Hissing fawns! Oh
creepers.
One of,
They start
One of
webbing
them
you to
has-
trees.
one of them has like a snake tail or something.
Oh no.
Just starts making the like horror noise, like the girl from the Grudge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, in this game you can have Nemean lions, like out of the myth, or you can have Nemean any other kind of animals.
There's like
But-
a Nemean pig, I think that's actually an example in the book.
Hogzilla.
Hogzilla, yeah.
Because when the original
Neat.
edition came out, they were talking about Hogzilla over in Atlanta. Or over in Georgia. Some big wild pig people have been seeing.
Nemean chipmunk.
That thought's a little terrifying.
Any rodent
welcome.
could potentially be terrifying, yeah.
I mean,
Dire.
this is also true.
Dire chipmunks.
No.
If you want to see something that looks like a dire chipmunk, look up the marsupial lion. They're extinct, but they've got the very rodent-type teeth, but they were the size of lions.
That's horrifying. Horrifying. No.
Thank you, indigenous people of Australia, for killing them things off. Not that they'd really been any worse than regular lions, but
It's kind
Yeah,
of
but-
cute.
Australia, unfortunately, is like screwed with so many things that was, potentially deadly. But anyway, moving on.
though I would like to have seen the hippo-sized wombats.
Maybe.
But anyway. So you move them along. 30 minutes later, y'all are taking a break. You let them catch a breather. Their endurance has gotten better over the year or two you've been working with them, but they still can't just keep going like you can.
Mm-hmm.
One of them flipping through the pictures they'd taken of the fawns, and you hear a couple of them start kind of whispering and leaning into each other. And it's like you can see they're enlarging the picture. What is that?
What's what?
They hold your phone up. And in the woods, kind of back behind the fawns, there's something that almost looks like the face of a person, but it's got horns. Well, antlers.
Alright.
Sasquatch.
Alrighty, and this
My brain immediately went to the forest god from Princess Mononoke.
Never seen that movie.
I see you two are a man of culture. We need to rectify that problem with you, Jason, one day.
I don't know. There's a lot of movies people think I should have seen that I haven't seen.
But back to the head with horns and the forest.
Alrighty, and this is where I will start taking you back.
They're like, what, already?
Yes.
She laughed. I'm sure it's just the shadows and stuff, and we just found a pattern where there isn't one.
And I'm not taking that chance.
There's a little bit of grumbling, but okay.
I'll make sure the next class is a little longer.
So everybody packs up and they start moving along. Do you take them back to the berry patch, or do y'all loop around?
Loop around the berry patch.
Okay. One of your classes has gotten up ahead of you a little bit, and you hear kind of a ooh, and they kind of break off the trail.
She will go and grab them and drag them back to the class.
Well, as you take off, the entire class comes after you, and you all wander out into this little clearing with all these wildflowers. And the first one that broke off is like snapping pictures. And it is a beautiful scene.
Okay. We saw the pretty. Now let's head back. Do
Everybody's-
not break from the class again.
You want to get captured by Fae? Because this is how you get captured by Fae.
I thought you had captured a buffet involving mushrooms.
Ring of dandelions.
One of the students is, Miss Carl, you seem to be very agitated today. I mean, like nervous. Is everything okay?
There's things going on that I just cannot divulge to you guys. So let's just get this going so I can get you back home safely, back to the studio safely. So, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I guess we ought to listen to you. And then he kind of looks over here. Hey, are you okay? And two of the students are like kneeling down and just kind of falling over on the ground.
Were those two that were eating the strawberries?
Well, there was only one guy that was eating the strawberries. The rest of them were like picking them, getting ready to.
Okay. But was one of them the one that was eating the strawberries, though?
No.
No. Okay.
That guy's like, I was right. Vindication.
I guess maybe you were right, Miss Carr. And then the guy you're talking to slumps over. And you realize all of your students are just laid on the ground now. Some of them are snoring slightly. Some of them probably need a CPAP.
Don't call me out like this, Jason.
She'll start grabbing students, and bringing them out 2 at a time.
You grab 2 of them, you take them back to the trail, you lay them down. When you go back to the clearing, there's a woman standing in the center of the clearing.
Told you this is how you get kidnapped by Fae.
Well, she doesn't have pointed ears or anything, so maybe she's not Fae.
Can I help you?
That's not her doing that, it's just me. I was trying to look up a quick description.
If she's just like, let me think about that for a second. No, finger of death.
Disintegrate.
She smiles big at you. It's a very motherly smile.
Oh no.
I simply wanted to take this chance to speak with you. We are family. She starts walking towards you. You notice the wildflowers kind of bow out of her way.
And so you decided to put my class to sleep just to talk to me.
I wanted to speak privately. They're unharmed, I assure you.
Okay.
They'll actually wake up quite refreshed.
What is it that you want to talk about?
There's a coming conflict, and your mother has probably picked the wrong side.
Uh-huh.
I would like you to, well, not make her mistake, of course. But also, if you could convince her to help me, or at least stay out of it. She is my great-granddaughter. I don't wish her any harm.
Mm-hmm.
Hate this.
And if I decide to not comply and ask her to stay out of it?
If we come into conflict, it's a conflict. Anything can happen. Of course, we're all gods, so, the chances of it being anything permanent are slim. But people like your mother and you should understand the natural cycle. The younger overcome the older. Everything ages and passes. A king rules for a time. His child takes over.
Mm-hmm.
But your mother is very loyal to her father. To your grandfather. But his time is about up. As his father's time came to a close, and as his grandfather's time as ruler came to a close.
Hmm. It's all you want for me to just tell her to stay out of the conflict.
Well, and she reaches up and tucks a stray hair back behind your ear. Well, as I said, if I would like her at my side. But I doubt you could convince her to turn on her father. She's always been a bit of a daddy's girl. And he spoiled her a bit more than he spoiled some of the children.
Cuckoo, pigeon noises. Ask her why she's setting people against us. Pigeon noises.
We get there. So is this why you're doing all this in Olympus? Everything that's been happening?
Yes, there's something in Olympus that I need.
Uh-huh. What is it that you need that's in Olympus?
It'd be rather foolish of me to tell you that, since I can't trust your can't trust your loyalties.
Are you working with the other god?
Xananog.
Yeah.
Working with is an exaggeration. He owed me a favor.
So you're just trying to destroy my band. Separate us. And you come to ask me to speak to my mother.
The incidents with your band have been incidental.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not targeting your band particularly, any more than I'm targeting anyone that stands in my way. If your band would stand aside, I'd have no quarrel with him.
But when you endanger the people in the city...
Change is turbulent. And people are very fragile. When a major change like this comes, there is unfortunately going to be death. It's what weeds out the weak and leaves the strong. And that is that. How did the mortal put it? Survival of the fittest. It's a rule that applies to mortals and gods alike.
Mm-hmm.
Every creature in nature. It's not the goal. It's not something I'm aiming for. It's just inevitable.
Mm-hmm. So you're just pushing nature along its way.
I am nature, dear.
Yes.
I maintain the natural order. And the natural order is cruel. That is one of the ways your grandfather weakened your mother. Spoiling her a little too much. Letting her not even reach adulthood. I and her brother tried to help her, to give her a harsh lesson when she fell for that boy Orion.
But you know that pushes her away more than brings her closer, right?
That is how that worked out, yes. It really just reinforced her unwillingness to mature.
And you don't think me trying to talk to her on your behalf isn't going to push her away more?
It's my hopes that she'll listen to you. You're not the only offspring she's created, but she doesn't do it very often.
Yes, that I know I'm not the only offspring. But why me?
Well, frankly, because you're here. You're here and I have business here. You're seeing my business as a threat and they're interfering.
I mean, when you kind of come after my band...
Well, I am hardly the only thing that's come after your band.
Yes, but you're kind of pushing everything along the way, though.
And I've been trying more peaceful methods. If I could scare you away or
Like the werewolves?
convince you to disband. That was some of my agents taking initiative on their own.
Mm-hmm. So if I don't try and talk to my mother, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna try to do what you did to that other band? Oh, what was that? This is me thinking player, not character. It was where at again? Michigan?
You had the band
Sure.
of Texas. Oh no, you're
Tex-
talking about the one that got broken up by the
Yeah, Commonwealth.
the band of the
Yes.
Commonwealth, which is Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Okay.
Essentially, yes. But please note, while we drove wedges into that band and they ceased associating with each other, they did all live. I'm not wishing to butcher my great great grandchildren and miscellaneous others. I mean, you're not the only one in your band that I'm related to.
No, I know.
Hilarious' ears perk up somewhere.
She's just the only one in the band that that guy particularly cares about. That one's all into technology and stuff.
Unnatural.
But as she's talking to you, she pauses for a second and she glances over. And you see that over on a couple of the flowers, there's several butterflies.
Oh, and of course Jaden will look and kind of notice the butterflies as well.
A moment, please. And she gives a little whistle and like birds swoop down and start, grabbing the butterflies.
Amazing.
Oh, if Hilarious was here, he would enjoy that. They would enjoy that so much.
They're busy on a ship right now. It's fine.
Well, this is up during the day while y'all are at
Okay,
night already. So Talarius may be getting blown up at the moment.
that's fair. Y'all hear something?
Here's a Mega Me in the distance. Explosion.
What in the world was she doing here? She usually knows to stay out of the business of her betters.
Maybe she thought her stepchild was here with me.
Oh, yes, I bet she is a bit jealous. Only makes sense, I suppose. I mean, no one reacts well to their spouse running around them. Kronos still gets upset about it. Oh no, Uranus. Uranus was the one she was married to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, please, my dear, at least consider what I've said.
I'll consider it.
Thank you.
Will you stop trying to break my band apart?
I will have my people pause in their efforts while you consider. But don't drag your feet. If I think you're stalling, then plans go back into motion.
Okay.
She kind of glanced over. Oh, I think your students are beginning to wake up.
Okay.
And she kind of looks at them like she's studying them. They really have come so far in so short a time. You know, none of the rest of the humans I tried made it.
What, learning the wilderness?
No, just surviving the way the world changed.
Humans do adapt.
Yep. Though there's only one type of you left now.
Yeah.
It's really a shame. I had these little short ones on this island. Oh, they were adorable. Just not durable enough, though.
And with that, Jaden will go and start waking up her students and trying to get them back on the path.
The first one that wakes up kind of sits up. Did I fall asleep? What happened? Is that a lady walking through the flowers?
No, let's just head out.
No, it's a lady in a dress. Why is she in a dress out here in the woods? And if you glance over, Guy is walking towards the opposite end of the. But as he's still kind of sitting there woozy and watching Gaia, the rest of them start waking up, and you kind of have to corral the cats.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get them all up and back on their feet, they are all suddenly ready to get out of the woods. This has just been weird enough that maybe they should have listened to you earlier. As you get back to the trucks, though, or the SUVs, though, van, I think it's a van you had, the vehicle, it's later in the day than it should be. It's like the conversation with Gaia took a little longer than it seems like it should have actually taken. Or, maybe it just took a lot longer to get them woke up than you thought. I don't know.
Probably that. She's gonna put in chat that we need to talk. At least in the group chat.
Okay. By the time you get them back to the studio or office or classroom or whatever, it's already starting to get dark. You sent your text, but you haven't gotten a response from it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, oh, and you also heard news reports driving back of an explosion at a farmhouse outside of Othris.
When she gets them back, she's gonna message again in the group chat. Was that you guys with the explosion?
That message, y'all are out on the boat.
Uh-huh.
Y'all get the message about the asking if that was if y'all were involved in that explosion.
We're busy.
With what?
Just come to the lake when you can. No big deal.
No big deal.
You don't know what I'm texting. Oh wait, yeah, you would.
It's in the group chat.
It's a group chat. What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want her to worry yet.
While all of them are sitting there in the middle of the fog, being serenaded by, we hope are not sirens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you and Talarius have heard this kind of song singing before, so.
Yeah.
What? And Jada will be like, what side of the lake?
Yes.
Now I forget. Did y'all say exactly where in the lake y'all were going out to?
Where
Wherever that video
boat
was from.
is, Yeah.
Okay, I think
Feeling
that
are
was
like smack butt dab in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
probably over towards. Let me see. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can flip over to the. Well, this okay, I finally got it working. Just getting where people can see the map. So yeah, it'd be on this side of the map or this side of the lake.
Mm-hmm.
The recording was probably, I think, out this way towards where the lake kind of widens out.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all probably only got about yay far
Okay.
before the fog started rolling in. A unusually thick fog.
Right.
But you know, you can give Jaden the rough location.
I would just turn on my location and send them.
I just get this image of Jaden and her running across the water back and forth with the phone, trying to, do kind
Like
of
hot or cold with the
let
phone.
the phone tell her whether she's hot or cold. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look for the fog.
I'm in the fog.
Well, then you're screwed. I mean, what?
But she can also move at Mach Jesus, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Did Jaden have Spruce with her on the trip?
Yeah.
Okay. Because your students are fairly used to him by this point.
Mm-hmm.
Though you have warned them repeatedly not to try petting him.
They
Does
don't
he bite?
listen.
No, he hurts you in other ways. You will never be enough.
You will die alone.
Mm.
So people tell me that and I smile. Because I've seen who they're with. But anyway.
He takes a sip of tea.
It's soda because I have an addiction.
I mean,
The first step is admitting it.
I'd say this is an intervention, but cheers.
I've got 3 or 4 cases in my refrigerator, another 2 or 3 in the floor ready to go in the refrigerator when there's room. So, yeah.
Nice.
But anyway. So yes, you hear singing in the fog. Jaden, are you taking Spruce with you as you run towards the water?
Good question.
Or are you looking at one of your fellow wilderness survival teachers? Here, watch my dog.
No. You would more than likely be taking Spruce.
Watch my dog. Yeet.
Just don't pet him! Right?
I'll just lock him in the car. It'll be fine. The sun's not up.
Nah,
He
she
has it. The AC is on. He's listening to his favorite song.
oh god dang it.
She comes back. He's eating one of the seats.
And he has a snack.
I mean, it works.
All right. But meanwhile, back out on the boat, you have sirens, presumably, singing all through the fog around you. But this time, you don't feel any compulsions. Nothing's drawing you to them or causing any sort of emotional response, other than that general creepy vibe because you're surrounded by fog and people are singing.
Yep. Hate that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can just say what you want. You don't have to sing.
Does feel like a lot of theatrics.
Communication is healthy in a relationship.
Out in the fog, you're a little splash, or not a little splash, you're quite a splash.
Mm-hmm.
And you think you see a shadow of something in the fog.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of lifts up out of the water and then comes back down, which is what presumably made the splash.
Like whale sized or like
No.
Wouldn't that be a kicker?
Something long and kind of supple that came up out of the water and then eventually back down.
Also hate that.
fucking yeah.
Wait. Was it undulating?
All you're seeing is a
fog.
shadow in the fog. The shadow is not undulating, no. Nor is it bioluminescing.
There.
Sure light on you, right? It's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean they've had it on.
Okay. They didn't know if they like been trying to shine it to give us light or
Mm.
In fog, that wouldn't go
really do much.
It would
especially
not.
well.
It
I
wouldn't
mean,
work
you,
great.
you would light up the boat in a little general area right around you, but yeah, once it hit the fog, it's just...
It's just I can see the fog better now.
I can
Yes,
see the
Well, you
fog
know.
better.
We've probably
Yes,
all
fog
driven,
is
driven through
fantastic.
fog before. Just imagine driving through fog with your high beams on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
Jaden
yeah,
would be
no.
able to find us a lot easier.
Yeah,
mean,
there's a
yeah.
light.
Just follow the glow. It's fine.
We've put up the bat signal.
What's that? It's a small sun.
It's. I gotta find that TikTok later. but yeah, Teleris just has the light, and they're just trying to look for a figure in the
Golly.
anywhere.
Well, you keep hearing the splashes. You know, they're off to your left one time, and then they're back behind you, and then they're to the right.
Or is it always one splash at a time or multiple splashes at a time?
Usually just one. Sometimes there's a couple.
Oh, here it is.
Well, this is just disturbing.
A little bit.
Thick old fog, and we're at the mercy of whatever's swimming around us. Oh, it's going to be a great evening.
Should we try to move towards the water and see what it is?
You
Move
mean,
towards
like,
the splashing?
climb out of the.
Is it that far out?
Well, you're not really sure how far out it is. I mean, it's not
Sure.
furiously far away from you, and it's clearly circling your boat.
Okay.
Hmm.
Anything magic-y?
The fog. There's something magical about the fog.
Just turns on that presence of magic sense, like, ah, fuck.
Just all of a sudden, just blinded by all the fog. Just, oh god!
I turn on my.
Turn it off! Turn it off!
I turn on my magic sight, and it looks like you
Nice.
turn on your high beams in the fog. You just kind of. Oh, there's just magic right there in your face.
I don't have regular
Fantastic.
sight.
It's like, thanks, I hate it.
Having
And
a
kind of
great
separate
time.
from that, you're certain that the siren's song is some sort of effect.
Is it yeah. She can read or understand any foreign or celestial language. So is it in like a language that she understands and like can kind of catch what it's saying?
Some of it, one of them is singing in a language. The rest of them, it's more like Gregorian chant sort of stuff. I mean, not it's
Like harmony, like just
yes, harmony. They're
vocal
using their
tones.
voice as an instrument, but they're not speaking. One of them, it's still a chant, sort of, but it's actual words. They sound like they're trying to awaken something.
Oh no. Hate that.
You ain't the
She'll
only
pass
one.
it on. Do they say what they're trying to awaken? Like Steve or, Great Old One or
They haven't put out the book for the great old ones yet.
Steve, the
like
great
that
old
would
one.
stop you.
I mean, yeah, she's got a point there.
I mean, we got that one god that showed up with a ghost guy that's basically just an amalgamation of hands and arms and terror.
I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Lovecraftian, though. That's straight out of the mythology.
Still body horror-y.
Yeah.
Went to
Hilarious is going to not walk off the boat, still be relatively where people can see them,
Fuck
I
this
just
out.
lean their head towards the edge of the ship. Speak. Hey, shut the fuck up! See what happens.
Ah, yes, that'll win them over.
Want to win them over? I just want them to stop.
It's either
Even
going to
if
win him
it-
over
even
or
if it breaks their concentration.
it's going to win him over, piss him off, or we're going to start rolling initiative. Any one of those things is great.
Out in the fog, you hear a woman's voice.
No, you shut up.
Hey, I wrote you a song. F you!
I knew where you were going with that. I've seen that cartoon.
Oh,
Notice me! No!
I'm
But the-
penis man. 4th episode of that one. It's hilarious. Like, hey, I wrote you a song.
Yeah, there's like what, 4 of them now.
There's 4 of them, yeah.
Did that obscenity do? Did that loud obscenity do anything to break anyone's concentration besides the one person who was like off to the side, like no?
No, the rest of them are still chanting and doing their chanting.
It's worth a shot.
I don't know how well this is gonna work, but what the hoo-ha. I'm just gonna see if I can disperse the fog.
I was gonna do the same thing actually. Turn my high. I will actually turn my high beam on. My high beam does aggravated fire damage.
Gonna
Well, let's
move this
say,
mist away.
let's say he sees Talarius pull out the flashlight. He's like, "All right, you got this."
Still do it. It's just like cutting a swath through it.
Well, he's gonna sort of stay on standby since Talarius is out there going, "All right, locked and loaded."
Fuck this fog in particular.
It's literally putting a hot knife through it's like literally being able to cut tension with a knife.
Well,
Yeah, fair.
imagine you had a
Like 5
flamethrower
sirens.
and you stepped out
Uh-huh.
into your foggy
Uh-huh.
yard with a flamethrower to
I've
burn
done
the
this,
fog
yes.
off. How well do you think that's going to work?
I don't know how it's gonna work. You're the storyteller. Paint me the picture.
You could have
How much
swapped through the
murder?
fog, but it immediately kind of fills back in
Sure.
because it's
Still
enough
try-
fog to cover the lake. So
Yeah. They're still trying. They're trying stuff.
What's-
How long will it take Jaden to get there at Mock Jesus?
You probably see us flailing around like a flashing light.
Did she also hear me tell them to shut the fuck up?
Could I, in theory, pull an anime move?
in theory, sure, it depends, but it depends on what anime move.
Basically, the whole trope of clap really quick and disperse
Oh.
like fogs and stuff.
Can you also use that to like bake a chicken?
You might be able to do that as a marvel to remove natural fog.
Okay. But since this is magically created.
But if something is magically created, it is going to be kind of a it'd be kind of a contested thing, you know.
Okay.
And you probably couldn't do like the entire lake, but your general area.
Right. Okay. So I'll imbue a legend to do that. And he'll have all 3 of his clones in the area. The one at the tree will be running at fast as he can go without Heavenly Stride. But all 3 of them are coming this way. Does the clap disperse enough to see one of the figures? Because there's 2 like at the banks of the lake. 2 clones, I should say.
It wouldn't disperse them enough they get a clear look at you.
Uh-huh.
But with Talarius also flashing the light around, they could spot where it's at. Same for Jaden. You know,
Okay.
she's already running across the water, and then Talarius is lighting the place up, and you've dispersed enough of the fog that it's not smothering
Right.
the light as much.
Okay. Does whoever's singing just kind of, can we see them with that?
You see the one that was probably shouting profanity at you because she's not currently singing.
Okay.
She looks
Can I
very
have
surprised.
Can I have my clone at the bank with that surprise? Activate Heavenly Stride and zip across the water to grab her and just go all the way across the other side of the lake? Basically
Not all in
drive
one
her to the
move,
bank?
no.
Okay, fine. He'll also activate a second legend to use Falling Star to double his movement speed.
Now you can.
Yeah, that one would probably do it.
Double.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
All right, give me a roll to try to snatch her out of the water.
alrighty.
Causing like a mini tsunami effect.
How'd their boat get overturned? Sirens, lake monster? Nah, wake.
I'm
Connor.
idiot monkey bandmate.
Yeah. Okay. 5 successes. Which is low for me.
Also, Rappy, we're at 0 momentum at the moment.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
good to
fair
know.
warning.
I've got you recorded as having 1.
No, we spent.
No, we spent it all.
Did you? Okay.
We only had 1 last session, and then we spent it.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking
And
somebody
the-
had flubbed a roll and gotten at least one of them back. Okay.
I think we used that one too.
May have. I am more than willing to take your word on this
I'm sure.
because I've
Sure
got
you
tension. All right, so she got 2 successes to try to avoid you.
Mm-hmm. But monkey moving at light speed.
Shoo. Whatever profanity she was shouting at Delirious, or cut off rather quickly.
As that clone will take her all the way to the bank and use the remaining successes as a grapple to drive her face first into the ground.
All right, she is prone and buried up in the soil a little bit.
That's some Jason X shit.
All Connor knows, she's singing, and if Sasha mentioned it sounds like they're trying to awaken something, he's like, okay, shut her up.
Let's not wake anything.
Let me pack that mouthful of soil.
That's disturbing. There's a Geneva Convention in this world. You just broke several of their laws.
I think our band has probably broken so many of those even before this.
And that clone will release his control over those 2 boons to give the legend back.
Okay, now when you initiate a legend, I think it's used for the scene, isn't it?
Some of them are, yes, but I think from the wording for some of them, you can relinquish control. I think the duration's like it can go up to that point. But for some of them, it's like you can like recall it at any time.
Because I was going to say a lot of them, it's not like you can sit there and just rapidly flipping the switches. I mean, it may vary some from power to power, but
Yeah. It's one of those things that it's like, I'll pull up the book too.
But anyway, yeah, you've gotten that one to the far shore, so
Mm-hmm.
let's see from where they were at. Probably they were just where it was starting to widen up, so probably this little sandbar kind of area here.
Okay. I'm not looking at the map right now, so apologies.
Oh, no problem. It's probably not that important anyway. So all of you see an extra Connor come running by.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Length. Let's see. Duration length of the boon's effect. Boons with indefinite duration last for as long as you choose to imbue them with legend and end when you reclaim it. Boons with other durations can't be ended early. So.
Which one do you keep going?
It'd have to be both.
Oh, okay.
Because they are both one scene durations.
Okay.
So they're both still active until that clone pops, in which case
New strategic element, trying to kill your clones so you can reclaim your legend.
Yeah, I knew there was a limit to how many different things you could have going at one time.
Yeah.
And how rapidly you could change some.
Mm-hmm.
But oh yes. So anyway, Sasha, you're you're trying to listen to the chanting, and the one that's speaking is referencing trying to like I said, trying to awaken somebody. They are calling on Lady Charybdis
Don't like that.
to come to the aid of her sister.
That's gonna be a no.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check something.
So you're just sitting there going, let's just throw all of these gods at them now. And monsters.
It's part of a chant. It's probably just part of a spell.
Totally, just part of a spell.
It's part
Mhm.
of the spell.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Ship, part of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you read a description of Charybdis? Hardly something you got to worry about in a fight.
Isn't that the whirlpool?
Well, the whirlpool's just what happens when she tries to drink the sea. And she does that 2 or 3 times a day.
Ah.
Just 2 or 3 times a day. Guys, we might not want to be on the lake. We might want to start moving back
what?
towards Charybdis?
I don't know what the hell a Charybdis is.
That
You should. Offspring of Poseidon and Gaia.
I'm
Flooded
new at
large
this.
areas. Eternally
Yes.
swallowing seawater to create whirlpools.
I was about to say, isn't that whirlpool thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hate all of that.
Robert,
Yeah.
Yeah.
while they're having this discussion, you notice the boat is starting to rotate.
Guys, we don't have time to argue about this.
We should go.
Go where? We go in the water?
Would the speedy lightning fastness be able to like grab one of the ends of the boat and like Scooby-Doo run us out of the water?
Can you drag a boat through the water at the speed of sound? You can certainly
What's
try.
Doesn't have to be the speed of sound. Just really heckin' fast.
The speed of Mount Jesus, preferably.
Whatever speed it has to be
You know
for
what?
him to get us out of here. Because
One of
can't you run on water?
I'll say Connor's clone that isn't imbued with legend will go over and kind of replace the grapple of the clone, so to speak.
Can you hold this for me here?
Yeah, hold this for me. Connor Prime.
Okay, well, the one that's not at Mock Jesus is going to take him a turn or 2 to get across the lake.
Yeah, that's fine.
But he can certainly head that direction. Jaden, you are arriving at this point. You see the boat starting to just kind of turn.
Hi, Jaden.
Hi,
Fancy meeting you
anybody?
here.
And I
Yeah,
guess
I
she's got
mean-
Spruce in her arms.
Yes.
All 3 heads, the tongue just lolling out in the wind.
Licking the magic
Yeah.
dog.
He was clearly having a good time, though as he gets within earshot of the sirens, he's starting to tense up.
I don't doubt it.
As you're running up on the boat, Jaden, as it's rotating around, Talaris' flashlight's still going. You see a large shadow zip under you.
Oh,
Oh, guys.
Alrighty, so are we heading out? We gonna party on the boat?
No, I got an idea. Connor, because epic dexterity, he can stand/walk on water. He's gonna hop out onto the water and use his epic strength with his bonus automatic scale. Will physically lift the boat and hurl it out of the way.
All right, what size?
This is gonna go well.
What is the scale size of a boat, I wonder?
It's enough to hold at least 4 or 5 people.
And aminals.
Well,
We-
currently only one.
Yeah, we
Unless
didn't
we're-
bring Smoochums or did we bring Shauna?
Yeah, Shauna's in the boat too.
Ah,
not capable of flight yet.
No.
Ain't Shauna tiny though?
She's like dog size right
Tiny-ish.
now.
Yeah, she's big. She's as big as the Mastiff. She's as big as Spruce or Smoochums,
Oh.
which is not a small animal. You're talking about a Mastiff.
No. I'm aware of the size of a mastiff.
But in her case, probably it's probably more length. She's probably telling all a little longer than that.
Mhm.
Oh,
She still
and
has
of course,
baby space.
since Telerius shouted, she's now been shouting out at the fog. Shut the F up.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
You're all teaching my
Teaching-
children.
Corrupt
Teaching
the
the
small
baby.
dragon.
Please
I'm
don't.
not the parent of the child.
I will start Gibbs slapping you.
I know what that
Guys,
means.
more important problems right now.
Yeah.
She's standing at the back of the boat, over where the engine is.
Hmm.
Probably not a great place for a young dragon.
I don't know. Winged front hands are gripping the railing. The back legs are on the deck. Probably
She's
pretty
having
stable.
a great time.
Just rearing her head back and then screaming profanities out into the fog.
I feel like that some days,
Can she hear like one of the voices out in that direction?
She tells you, yeah. But she keeps having to turn her head because the boat's rotating.
Right. She is capable of breathing fire. So would she do it at one of the voices she hears?
She hasn't yet. You could suggest it to her.
Okay.
In fact, I don't know if she's ever actually breathed fire. You've mentioned to her that that she should be capable of it.
Yeah. That's it. That's one of her traits, or flares, technically, as it's
Mhm.
called. So she has the ability.
You've just never let her get into an actual fight yet.
And you just happen to be throwing things at us that she wouldn't really be able to fight. Like on the water.
It's not my fault you didn't make her a sea dragon.
I could adjust that.
She's an Amazon river dragon. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. But he'll if she does it, she does it. If she doesn't, she doesn't. He's not focused on saying, "Hey, you should be able to breathe fire right now."
Does Jaden hop in the boat?
Yeah.
All right. As soon as you're standing on something solid, Spruce scrambles once down.
Don't jump in the water.
The water might jump on us. We don't have a lot of time.
No, she was telling Spruce.
I know.
About that time, you hear a big snapping noise in the back,
Oh,
and you hear Shauna scrambling back. What's that? You look
Everybody turns.
just in time to see the engine. Something is wrapped around the engine and it just snapped off and drug into the water.
Love.
Looked kind of tentacly, but you didn't get a good look at it.
Right.
And now the back of the boat's starting to dip down a little bit as it's rotating around. Not at a sharp angle yet, but
Mm-hmm.
you hear one of the chanting voices kind of choke out. It's like, chant, chant, chant. And then seems to be one less voice chanting.
Did she just get eaten?
Who knows?
Shauna looks at you. She shut the F up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sasha's
she
trying
did.
really hard not to laugh, but just the whole stress of this all, she
stress
starts
laugh.
chuckling. Like,
Okay, so Connor, scale, throw boat.
You can run along the water.
Throw your boat.
I have a hard time believing you can pick up stuff while on the water. Drag it behind you, maybe.
Yeah, I think
Jack
you'd have
LaLanne.
Especially
water
you've got
view,
multiple
river
people.
view.
He'll do that.
Jack LaLanne.
He will drag it.
All right, give me a roll with your strength. Is there anybody capable of helping him? I know Jaden's got the walk on water thing, but I don't know if she's got the epic strength or not.
She doesn't have epic strength,
Okay.
so she
Okay,
cannot
so-
help, unfortunately.
I don't have epic strength. However,
You can give a 2-point bonus.
I can give a 2-point bonus. So I'll. You got this, buddy.
Okay, thank you.
All of us trying to think light thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. That is 10 successes total.
Nice.
Oh wait, 7s don't count.
How many times have you like said that to yourself, but accidentally counted as a success in this end game?
I don't know.
Yes.
So you admit to it.
So many times.
I don't know of any, but
Yeah.
All right. So that's 7.
I have 10 total.
All right. So there is some resistance to you pulling it out.
Mm-hmm.
And for just a second, you don't think you're going to make it. And then it kind of where the water is starting to kind of dip down. You kind of crest that horizon, if you will.
Right.
At which point, then you take off at some pretty good speed. Not full Mach Jesus, because the boat wouldn't survive that. You'd literally
Yeah.
just shave the bottom of it off.
Mm-hmm.
Just get to shore. There's no bottom and no passengers.
Let's go, ship.
Oops.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're quickly shooting across, I assume, back towards the Olympus side of the lake.
Well, with that chunk of the boat gone and no longer seaworthy.
Well, the entire back end didn't get broken off. It just broke off the outboard motor.
Oh,
Literally took off the motor.
It's not sinking. It started to
Okay.
tilt because you were having the beginnings of a whirlpool.
technically
Right.
still seaworthy somehow. If we wanted to
Seaworthy.
row it.
Yeah, seaworthy in that it's not going to sink.
yeah.
But as Connor
Okay.
drags it away, the rest of you hear another voice kind of choke out. This time it was the one that was doing the actual speaking, the actual word chanting.
You did this to yourself.
Yeah, but
And you notice the whirlpool kind of just dissipates back into flat water after that chanter is taken out.
Hmm.
why would it take out the people trying to wake it?
Maybe it was really hungry.
So why were we on the boat?
I mean, we were going somewhere else.
Aww.
What were we doing over here?
We're investigating the
That.
video.
Oh,
Right. The video. Now I'll show Jaden the video.
And the video really just shows the sort of stuff you've been seeing. There was somebody recorded something with a cell phone where something was moving. Something big was moving out in the water. But like all good cryptid videos, you don't get a good look at whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
As y'all get closer to shore, Shauna is once again perched on the back of the boat. What that? She goes, "What's that?"
And Jaden will go over to look.
And you see a dark shape just under the water. Probably person size. It's not as big as whatever you saw previously.
Is it chasing us?
It's catching up with the boat.
Enforcing the boundary just because.
And then a couple of seconds later, something springs out of the water and lands on the boat amongst you.
Ah.
She stands up to her full height, which is, 5'11" or so.
Mm-hmm.
And you recognize Penelope. She sort of gives a little shake and kind of does this on her clothes, and all the water just seems to pill out of her clothing.
Penelope?
Fancy seeing you here.
Well, you almost got eaten. Well,
Yeah.
not eaten really, but drowned. Though I suppose
We're-
whatever the big thing is would have eaten you afterwards.
Yeah, a little bit.
Is that you beating up those down there?
Yeah, she had to stop the spell. Not entirely certain what they were doing, but they were clearly creating the whirlpool at the very least.
Summoning Cthulhu, I guess.
She looks at you. I'm quite certain Cthulhu is not real.
You see all of this, and Cthulhu's the one thing that's not real. Okay.
He's just the creation of some crazy racist from the 20s.
Fair enough. Right place, right time, or have you been following us?
Well, we'd all seen the video,
Sure.
and I'm kind of the sea, so a water investigation would kind of fall to me, amongst my
Sure.
band at least.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not looking to gift horse in the mouth whatsoever. Just, we've had a slew of odd coincidences, as we've told you.
Well, it's the nature of what we are to some degree.
Don't remind me.
But she turns around and kind of looks behind you. But yeah, they were invoking a power by calling on Charybdis.
Charybdis.
Yeah, we heard.
Oh, she heard, and then we
We heard.
got to Google Translate.
Any idea what a spawn of Charybdis is doing in Nebraska?
Unless it was summoned here or brought here by somebody. I mean, we
I
all
mean,
know there was a
Charybdis-
creature that attacked this area, which essentially caused the formation of Olympus.
Charybdis is related directly to Gaia.
Well, most of us are probably related directly to Gaians. Okay, not
Yeah.
most.
More directly.
She looks at Sasha more
Eh.
close. Okay, not most of us, but she kind of gestures toward Jaden and Talair. Several of us.
More directly than like direct child of Poseidon and Gaia.
Which is kind of creepy if you think about it.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to.
Yeah, not my pantheon. I'm not thinking about this.
It is my pantheon. I don't want to think about it.
Fair enough.
And did you hear any other references in their chanting?
Did she?
You didn't catch anybody else's name, but they were calling on Charybdis to aid her sister.
Just calling on Charybdis' aid, calling on the aid to aid the sisters.
Well, it's the Greek pantheon, so I'm sure she's got a lot of siblings and half siblings.
Didn't specify half
Right.
or whole.
Well, I imagine a chant wouldn't flow right if it was like, summon you to aid your half sister.
Twice removed college roommate. Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah. One of those Tolkien relations. Yeah, exactly.
I don't suppose any of you got a good look at the big thing. There was something large moving under there.
You mean other than the tentacle?
So there was a tentacle. Okay.
Yes. I'll get the really shitty footage that Telarius got because they were in the fog and whatever.
And all you got was the quickest glimpse of it just before
Yeah.
the motor, it was already snapped off and just before it got yanked into the water.
Mhm.
Okay, I get
Oh,
this. She's like, I get
she-
the Cthulhu reference now.
So she's meeting Shauna for the first time now too. I forgot about that.
She doesn't really bat an eye at the dragon.
It's just something I thought about. I went, wait a minute.
Yeah, tentacle. Pulled off a motor in one fell swoop. I guess not a fell swoop, it's more of a whatever.
Yeah. You're not getting the deposit back on this boat. But Charybdis couldn't have been the monster that attacked Olympus earlier, because Charybdis just creates whirlpools.
It would probably be one of two spots where a whirlpool will work to damage Olympus, and even then, it's not much.
It's
Yeah,
not
Charybdis-
directly Olympus.
Charybdis was always a threat to seafarers.
Mhm.
If you were on the land, you were pretty well. Once she was turned into a monster, she did get turned into that monster by flooding the land. Her father and uncle were in a pissing match, basically. She flooded some land that belonged to Zeus. Zeus punished her by making her that beast.
Like a light bulb goes off in Telarius' head. Wait, is it Scylla? Scylla?
Scylla, yes.
Yeah. Okay. The sneaky. Not the Gorgon, right?
Kind of like complete opposite of a Gorgon.
Penelope
Sure.
is looking
Right.
at Telarius with just utter disgust in her face.
I'm new at this.
No. Well, the Gorgon had snake for hair.
Sure.
Was so ugly they would turn you to stone.
Uh-huh.
They were not seafaring at all.
But-
Scylla was another goddess that was cursed.
Ah.
Poisoned by the witch Circe. Well, poisoned by some minor sea god that thought he had a love potion, but Circe made it poison instead.
Most of what I have is from like world history in like 7th grade.
That's sad.
You're doing good.
Don't Penelope's like, don't coddle them. Buy them a book.
She doesn't say anything.
She digs out this little waterproof pouch, opens it up, pulls out her phone, and like texts Telarius a few recommendations. Those are good starters.
Mm-hmm.
Next time I'm at a library, I guess.
Because we have so much time for that right now.
She's like, or the Kindle store. I'm not a Luddite.
Fair enough.
Couldn't have been. I mean, it could have been Scylla. We didn't really see anything to see if there were any dog heads sprouting from her body.
Tentacles would match up.
Monstrous in the sea, in the water.
Well, Scylla was not always necessarily in the water. She was on a shore opposite Charybdis. So sailors would have to pick which one they came closest to.
Picking your poison?
Picking the lesser of two evils.
Hmm.
If you're trapped between Scylla and Charybdis, it was their equivalent of saying, stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Makes sense.
But of the two of them, she'd be the one capable of actually attacking a town. Though, how and why they'd have wound up in a lake is... Especially a lake that's not even natural.
Would it an unnatural lake, or is it a man-made lake?
It's man-made. They built a dam.
Okay, never mind. Hilarious would actually know that.
Yeah, there's a town up under here somewhere.
They have more practical knowledge than they have mythological knowledge.
Could be a more Gaia thing. Maybe Gaia decided, hey, you two, in the lake. Thud.
She'd be capable of it.
I mean, granted,
But that was, 20 years ago?
I mean,
25 years ago?
I'm gonna come right out and say I don't know a huge chunk about the other mythologies. I know enough to get by with Greek mythology, or Theoi mythology, however you want to say it. But most of my knowledge is Shen.
I mean, they're gods, right? Their plans, their utter machinations take decades upon decades for us.
In theory.
Yeah, she's like,
So
that's possible.
She could just slip it there and be like, "Now, wait there for 20 years and I'll be back."
So she drops two
Drop your
monsters.
kids off at the pool.
She drops a monster into the lake. Has it attack the surrounding communities, which leads to a city being built. That she's then sicking monsters on again? What does she want?
I don't know. Be out of character to be like, I wish there was just someone who just had a conversation with.
And she wasn't told what she wanted, remember?
I know. I'm just giving you shit. Hilarious is just like, I don't know. Gods are. As someone whose godly parent isn't talking to them, gods are fucking weird.
You hear Penelope, amen.
Speaking of gods and titans, we need to have a talk, guys.
Huh?
Why?
Penelope perks up.
Sasha inwardly. That really wasn't the time or place for this, but okay, we're in now.
Good enough.
So, great grandma came to visit me.
Now, when you say great grandma, just looking Jaden in the
Great
eyes.
grandma
Uh-huh.
Penelope's
came
like,
to
you mean
visit
Hera?
me.
Hera very rarely leaves Olympus.
Hera is not my grandmother. Leto would be.
I'll be right back.
But great grandma,
I think it would actually be your great-great-grandmother.
great, whatever,
Uh,
came to visit me today while I was working.
what
I'm gonna
kind of
hazard a-
Machiavellian shit is that?
I'm gonna hazard a guess and say great grandma is Gaia.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's not Voldemort. You can say the name.
I know, but I wasn't gonna just say, it's a casual conversation. Great grandma came to see me, and
Did she bring candy?
kind of got a decision to make, but she told everybody that was working with her that they were gonna back off till I made a decision.
Uh-huh.
Would So what is it?
I have to talk to my mother and tell her to step out of whatever war they're having.
Seems reasonable. Sure.
Otherwise, we'll end up like the other band.
At this point, Penelope looks concerned. What about the other band?
Not
Oh.
you.
Oh,
I'm afraid.
wait, there's another
she's-
band? There's another
Hey,
other
hey.
band?
No, she's talking. Fuck the
The
land of the
Commonwealth.
Commonwealth that Gaia broke apart.
It's like, I think I vaguely
So-
remember that. The name of
So,
that
so
band.
basically, what I'm understanding is she basically gave an ultimatum of either we get out of her way or she's gonna come after us directly.
Yeah, and she wants me to talk to my mother to tell her to not be in the battle. That she's choosing a losing side. And she would like for my mother to join her. Oh.
So we literally have one of the primordials themselves handing out an ultimatum of war.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Ugh.
Has to be our primordial too, like motioning towards Jaden and themselves.
Yeah.
Penelope's
Can't be
nodding.
like
Why did I
I
come
don't
to the
know,
city?
some other.
And the only reason why she wants me to talk is because I'm here. I'm the only child here of hers.
Yay.
Why? Why us?
Because we're in Olympus.
So are they. Like motioning towards Penelope.
Yes, but none of theirs is a child of Artemis.
That we're aware of.
Wouldn't they still be
Then
tangentially
Gaia
related to Gaia?
probably would have went to them if that was the case. Because I even asked her why me, and she says because I am the only child here of Artemis.
Penelope nods. Yeah, none of or shakes her head. None of us are children of Artemis. I mean, two of us are Theo, but
That
Let me guess, the other one's Chad.
she kind of looks at you. It's not really my place to give that information out, but good guess.
I mean, we can kind of tell. Yeah. I said if we were to stand in her way, would she come after us like she did the Commonwealth? And she said yes.
You said that you said that she said she would back off while you're coming to a decision.
Yes, but if I were to drag my feet, then it's everybody goes back to doing what they were doing.
No. That's not what I mean. You said like she is holding her end of the bargain somehow with pointing towards Penelope.
What? Huh?
I'm lost.
If Gaia dropped these monsters in here for these sirens to summon, and then told you that while you come to a decision, I will back off.
And she'll have the people working with her back off as well.
Right. Would this Penelope being here be her way of being like, I'm backing off?
I mean, I spoke to her earlier in the day,
Doesn't take that long.
Penelope,
We're all just a bunch of puppets.
can we just? We need to, condense info.
Sure. I mean, we talked on the phone or exchanged some phone information across the phone earlier.
Yeah,
Your last session.
Mm-hmm. Let's we just got finished dealing with, potential Cthulhu. Could you give us a chance to, condense all of our info and get back to you?
Sure. And by this point, y'all are getting close to the dock.
Mm.
Okay, thanks.
I'll PayPal the organization extra, like, however much to not get the deposit, like an extra bit, just so they can buy another motor or some shit, or at least chip in a little bit extra.
Well, they got to repair the thing that the motor attaches to and replace the motor.
Mm.
Just leave a post-it note on there like, please just contact us.
No. I'll PayPal them.
Next time you go by, there's a sign on the door, gods need not apply.
Godlings.
Every other sign that comes through is pissed off. All right, who ruined it for everybody?
Still a dude.
But so yeah, Penelope pulls out her cell phone while y'all are pulling up, and gets off at the dock, and a minute or two later, a lift pulls up. She gets in, and drives off. Give me a call or a text. Once you condense your information.
Will do.
Take care.
She waves, but she doesn't say goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's gone.
Uh-huh.
Connor immediately rounds to Telaris. What the fuck?
We're all fucking puppets right now. I'm
You
pissed off
do
about it.
not imply that we might be, going, hey, you could be an agent of the enemy right in front of their face.
I'm not telling them they might be an agent. They might be unwitting. They're probably unwitting.
You do not do that.
Guys, come. You take 5 steps that way and just
Right.
go pet a dragon.
I have a siren to go interrogate.
No, go pet
And
the damn
then-
dragon.
And he will actually pick up Shauna and then zip across the water to go back to his clone.
The last thing y'all hear as he zips off is
Anyway.
Shauna going, she said pit the damn dragon.
Sasha inwardly like, I could just Psychom's Blaze. I really could. I should do that.
Oh, I also have a thing you might like though, Telarius.
Huh?
Apparently, your stepmother tried to come in on the conversation, and Gaia had a whole bunch of birds eat the butterflies.
Okay, that is pretty funny. What's her stake in it, though?
Gaia was actually very upset that she tried to listen in on her betters.
Oh, that probably rubbed her all kinds of the wrong way.
The adults are talking type situation, I assume?
Yeah.
Sure.
And as Telarius would probably know, because I'm sure he's at least looked up his stepmother.
Mm-hmm.
She was a mortal before your father became involved with her.
Interesting.
Okay. Something about condensing information. We're not giving her information that we suspect Dixie.
No, absolutely not.
I just wanted to make that clear.
No.
Also, Suitor is working with Gaia, owed her a favor. So yeah.
Interesting.
No, it was the Horn God, not...
Cernanog.
Sunanog.
Serenog? Okay,
Yeah.
Serenog is the one working, owed Gaia a favor, something to that effect.
So not working, just paid off a favor. Okay, I'm done.
Oda dead.
Yeah, the
Sure.
werewolves was them just trying to do, their
Okay,
own
that-
thing. That wasn't what she wanted. So,
I wonder what god Penelope is attached to. We have that she is at least proficient in darkness and water.
Poseidon?
That'd be my first guess.
And she did just mention she was of the sea. I'll just remind you of that.
Yeah.
and she did say she was
Just did a fucking flippy dip out of the water.
Greek, didn't she? Kind of.
She implied that she was Theoi. 'Cause
Theo,
she said two of
yeah.
them. Two of them were
us. Yeah.
probably Chad and her, and then
Well, she said a good guess on Chad.
most likely it's not
Yeah.
Kim or
We
Dixie.
know it's not Kim or Dixie.
Yeah.
So it's them two. So
They're
Kim
really
was
secretive about who
outside.
their parents are.
most children are.
It's pretty obvious for most children. Points at like the general direction where Connor is.
It could have, if you didn't know the Pantheon, you could also assume Loki because of the trickster aspect and the war aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And the fire aspect, I guess.
The staff thing would make it pretty obvious to anybody familiar with Shin.
Yeah.
The staff and the monkey tail would make it obvious.
Well, once Scion starts spouting off things that look like their parents, then yes, it becomes much more obvious. Then.
But yeah, she doesn't want me dragging my feet. And she wants me to make a choice to either talk to my mother or ignore her. You know?
But we're definitely still on the these people are being played by powers higher than them thing, right?
I mean, we know Dixie tried to have Robert murdered.
Yeah.
Either she herself or someone manipulating her.
Right. So it's at least two. I think Kim's thing is a legit beef.
I think Kim's just an asshole, but that could just be
Yeah.
me.
It's easy to manipulate assholes and whatever
No.
Chad is.
It's easy to manipulate someone who's too prideful, and that's Kim.
That's fair.
Chad, I think, is. I
Chad's
don't
just
know.
along for the ride, I think. I don't think he has a real stake in it.
Unless he's a way better actor than any of us are catching on.
You have to be a
Um,
much better actor than me. And that's saying something.
You could have similar purviews.
Y'all stand there talking, a police car drives by, and you see them kind of flash their little side window light over at y'all.
Flash my flashlight back at them.
And then they spot it it's like they spot the dragon, or not the dragon, they're just not there, but they spot, the other animals. It's like, oh, and just click the light off and keep going.
What I
It's
thought.
them.
Oh, it's them and the animals and what happened to that boat? You know what? Not my problem.
I'm off the clock. Shh. I'm off duty.
I'm just driving by. I didn't even see this.
Y'all hear some?
What's that? The Krispy Kreme light is on. Gotta go.
Out of my head.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Unfortunately, though, you're the monkey.
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
I see a monkey, but it's not my monkey.
Now.
So not my circus.
That's Jason's circus, not ours.
Fair.
Okay. Do we go watch an interrogation or just let him and the dragon have fun?
Uh,
And hope that she doesn't eat another
I
being.
don't know. How many of the rest of us can kind of skip across like that?
I was just going to walk, but. Wait, is it across? Are we like on the complete opposite side of where the interrogation would be happening?
Going half the perimeter of a lake? Yeah, that's kind of difficult. It'll be done by then.
Yeah. If y'all are looking, let's see.
Like they're over here, we're over here.
Right.
Okay.
He put
It's
her.
like,
He
well-
put her in the ground, kind of near this little sandbar.
Hmm.
And then the docks where y'all rented the boat is probably like over here somewhere. Or was
Yeah,
it over?
that's
Maybe
like-
not. Take the back. I think it was over here.
Never mind.
So
I
you know,
thought
y'all
it
can
was-
catch a lift, and you know, the road goes right. You know, y'all could cross the river, and then this road. It wouldn't be hard to get there.
Really wish we had like a mileage scale on this map.
Probably one somewhere, but it probably was on the original map, but not here. It's also probably being hidden by this big white block.
Possible.
It's also possible.
Um. It's probably better to let off some monkey steam or whatever.
Smells like bananas. Okay.
Or steamed fish.
Peaches.
Peach cobbler.
Oh, you shut your mouth.
All right. So are y'all going to try to catch up with Connor?
Robert ain't gonna attempt that.
No.
He knows he won't make it in time.
Robert's like, no.
Tillarius is gonna tell him, it's late, I'm going home. If anyone needs anything, you know where to find me.
Oh shoot, was it dinner with her parents or grandparents that night or tomorrow? I think it was tomorrow.
I think it was tomorrow.
Okay.
Mm.
Just Sasha mid-realization, like mid-step, like, oh shit, I missed dinner.
And they will also take a lift and go home.
All right. So
Last call. If someone wants to join.
I'll join you.
Sure.
All right.
I'll go check on the monkey. I have a big dog. I'll be fine. 99% of the people will meet see me.
That's
Plus,
you.
Connor, you're Connor's favorite anyway, so.
Yeah, you are.
What is... someone has to make sure that the monkey doesn't go crazy. And
I see your string, and then Tillarius gets in the car.
she's like looking around at her shirt like, my string is... And, like, trying the girl like, is my bra strap showing? Just grabs Smoochums and is like, come on, let's go for a walk.
that would be quite a walk getting there, though.
She walks a lot.
Yeah, but that's miles.
Great.
Miles.
Late night jogger.
Just her and a big spooky dog. Since
Mm-hmm.
Smoochums is 5 stars, is he any larger? Because he's a 5 dot Smoochums now.
Like a small
Oh.
hippo.
He,
Yeah, I made him.
you could definitely increase his size then.
Okay.
Now with the shape
Maybe-
changing, you know, he could still become
Yeah.
the mastiff or whatever did you got him hidden as.
Next, when we did our last XP dump, I made him a 5 dot. So
I remember you mentioned that. I wasn't thinking about him getting bigger when you did that.
yeah, she'll just start meandering that way. At a decent clip.
Okay.
She's got comfy shoes.
All right,
I think
Connor gets
that's
across the
enough.
water a lot quicker.
Well, we also had like a massive discussion before
Yes,
that too, so
Oh,
he's
yeah.
already midway through interrogation.
All
here.
right, so Connor, you and Shauna have
Sean was
caught up
already
with your
eating.
clone that's still got the siren pin down.
Yes.
She's been struggling trying to get away, but you know, you pretty well got her locked down with the epic strength.
Yeah, he sets Shauna down. I really wish you all would stop making our lives so damn difficult. Grabs by the forehead, pulls her head up.
She spits out sand.
Try that again.
I'm pretty sure it's you making our lives difficult. And she looks at you. She looks at the clone. How many of you are there?
Enough. And then he'll He'll flick the clone on the head and disperse it so he can get his legend back.
Shauna's getting right up in her face. Little puffs of smoke coming out of her mouth.
She smells like bacon.
Still want to fight.
And how are we making your life difficult? Please do regale me.
Well, you disrupted our ritual.
Yeah,
Technically not us. It was Penelope.
although technically, no, we didn't. You're actually the only one we got. Tell me, are you that other siren's sister, by the way? One of them?
All sirens are sisters.
Were you a
But
part of
yes,
the group
if
that's
you're referring to the one you scared so badly that she fled, yes.
I assume she never decided to talk to you all to try to get you to leave too.
Yes, but we're not cowards.
Well, you're the only one left.
She looks at you doubtfully.
Well, when you have a scion of the sea that decides that she doesn't like the rest of your sisters very much.
You don't have a scion of the sea in your band.
That you know of.
She looks like now she's like, did we get bad information?
So, you being the last of your kind left alive here in the area, for now, what the hell are you doing? I'm going to go ahead and preempt you and say you can either tell me of your own free will, or I can force it out of you, and you won't like that latter option. At all.
A servant of Gaia suggested we come here. Said it would be good hunting.
That's what we heard from your sister. Let me guess. An oracle calling herself Cassandra.
Yes. Clearly you've heard of her.
Yeah, she's been making our lives difficult for a while.
Oh, I like her even more.
Except what she did is basically delivered you to the butcher's block.
Prophecies are also often two-edged swords.
Ah! Now prophecy is involved. Although considering it's an oracle, I'm not surprised. So dude, regale me. What the hell was this prophecy?
Oh, she didn't give us the full prophecy. Just that we could come here for good hunting. But I assume we must have been working towards some prophecy.
And
then when we found the sleeping one down under the water.
Sleeping one?
Yes, our song can rouse her temporarily. But then she goes back to sleep.
She ate the motor of our boat. Granted, then ripped the boat out of her clutches, but...
Anyway, she was still half asleep, so don't pat yourself on the back too hard.
Okay, who is she?
Scylla, the one that can eat 7 sailors at a time.
I can't believe we were actually right.
Must not be something you're used to.
Oh no, the rest of them are usually right. I'm usually the one that carves out legacies of blood and bone. Now I need to decide what the hell to do with you.
Well, the threat you made to my sister that made her flee made it pretty obvious that I'm not going to live. But I've answered your question, so at least do me the courtesy of making it quick.
I'll tell you what. Do you have anything else of relevance to give me?
Not that I'm aware of.
Anyone else you might have been working with, etc., etc.? Other than, Gaia and Cernogog and Gaia's child, who is apparently also involved.
I have no idea who Cernogog is.
Celtic god of the hunt.
Ah, okay.
Actually, probably a Nord that we defeated the Wild Hunt at one point.
Let me look at something right quick. Give me an empathy manipulation roll.
Okay.
A unique roll.
2 successes.
Okay, you think she's telling you the truth.
Question. Would my connection to the calling of the judge have any effect on that?
All right, what does the calling of the judge give you?
It's... hold on. Sorry, family invasion.
Most of the players should have cats jump on their screen.
I have mini-human. Well,
But you love the mini-human.
I do. It's not anything like gives a bonus. It's just I'm tied to the calling of the judge via the Kadama, and they have a lot of like lie detection and stuff, and like punishing people who lie to them.
Do you have any of that though?
I don't have any of the knacks. No, I'm just tied to the calling. So that's what I was asking. I didn't know if like that would affect this in any way.
How many ranks do you have in the calling?
That's a gray area, honestly, because it's one of those. It's a calling that I get from a guide. So technically, I have ranks. I think it's not clear.
It's not really clear, no.
All right.
Yeah, it's like all it says under callings from guides. A scion can learn knacks in the guide's calling.
Okay, but you have no knacks in the calling.
Not at present, no.
So I'm going to interpret that as you don't get any freebies from it. You just have access to it when you're buying stuff.
Right.
So in short, no. It's not going to help you in this situation.
I figured I'd ask.
Oh yeah, no problems.
So I think she's telling the truth.
So yeah, she can't think of anything else off the top of her head that would help you.
Oh. Right. Would you go join your sister if you lived?
If all of the rest of my sisters that are here are dead, then she's the only one I'd have.
Right. And he'll just fate bind her to that she will leave forever and never return.
Okay.
As your fate binding.
Yep, and he'll just force her to leave.
All right. She won't even fight that if that's if that's a requirement for her living. Okay. So yeah, she
Just
if you let her go, she
just
walks off in
go.
that little sandbar, and you see her morph into her human form, and she gets to the street, and literally she just throws up a thumb.
Yeah, so just go before I change my mind. And he'll just sit there on the sandbar and just pet Shauna.
Scully, please.
Shauna's like, is she a person?
Technically, yes.
Too many persons.
There's a lot of persons. Although if the rest of her siblings' bodies show up, you might be able to get them.
At that point, she gets and walks over to the shore and is like scanning the water. And eventually, Sasha and Smoochums make it over there.
Did you feed Shauna the siren?
He points back to the woman, if she's still there, hitchhiking.
Well, she was walking down the road and just throwing up a thumb whenever a
Oh,
car went by.
she went that way.
Hmm. Any new information?
Yeah, that's Scylla down there in the lake.
No? Confirmed, at least.
Yeah.
Does make sense with the Charybdis' sister. Yeah. No.
Yeah. I'm annoyed.
At what? That we were right? Or something else?
Just at everything. It's like, oh, hey, here's this band, gang member. Sure, why not? Mages turning people into fish. Okay, sure. Cross-country trips. Fine. Now we're fighting gods and their children. It's like someone decided to just take the difficulty scale in the video game and crank it up to exponential.
To be fair, we're also not the same people, skill level wise, that we were when we fought the Alpha Dogs.
Well, yeah, but if we're going to be fighting gods, we're going to need more power than we have now. We're still technically mortal. Especially considering one of our apparent enemies is the primordial of the Greco-Roman pantheon.
Jaden's going to talk to her mother, at least. Maybe.
Good luck.
Well, flicks him in the forehead. Look, I'm supposed to be the negative one.
Shauna butts in, looking at Sasha. Don't do that. Sometimes he pops.
Not this one. If it was one of the other ones, perhaps. And then it would just be hilarious.
And that would also leave you here by yourself.
I walked here by myself. I think I'll be fine. Per usual. We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't figure it out, we won't be around to worry about not figuring it out. Probably.
I'd rather be around to figure it out.
Then we'll figure it out. At this point, I legitimately have no idea what tomorrow's going to throw at us, so I'm not even worrying about it anymore.
Unfortunately, it's my job to worry about it. It's like, what
Yeah.
asinine scheme is going to throw itself at us next? What else am I going to let break my body for you all?
You're being a bit dramatic.
Have you met me?
I mean, your father does have a keen interest in theater, so it might have rubbed off on you.
Honestly, depending on what Gaia does, or what she's planning to do, I might just have to petition the Jade Emperor.
And it might fall on deaf ears. I really don't think the Jade Emperor gives a damn what happens in Olympus, Nebraska.
Well, my Pantheon does concern itself with order very much and bureaucracy, and if, Gaia being whatever the fuck she is, nature, I think, if she's like, hey, we're just gonna wipe the whole slate clean here, then
I don't think the entire slate would get cleared. And even if it's just Olympus, would the Jade Emperor really care?
I don't know.
Then don't worry about it right now.
I worry about everything.
I know. Stop. Come on. Stand up. Let's go. You're just going to sit here and mope.
Why do you know me as well as you do?
Because you're very predictable in some things. Come on. Let's go.
Fine.
Everyone else is already going home. Let's go. Come on.
I'll just get up.
All right.
Insults are like the sign of a monkey king.
Hmm?
All right. So jumping back to everybody else. Talarius was going home. And was everybody else catching the same lift as them?
Yeah, Robert took
Yeah.
the same lift.
So
Everyone
did
except
Jaden.
for everyone except for Sasha.
All right,
Are
so
we all
y'all-
still just bunking at Talarius's, or are we all...
It's up to y'all. They have plenty of room.
This is fair.
Yeah, that is my question. Where is Talarius is going back to their apartment? Where is Robert and Jaden going? Excuse me.
At this point, instead of just like really worrying, especially about Lit Fair, he's just gonna be like, all right, pass that Hilarious place.
Plus, he almost got
done so,
assassinated
why
a couple
not?
days ago.
Very true. He did.
Yeah, so he's okay at the thought of just not being by himself right now.
Hilarious is going to lie to his. I guess it's not a lie. It's just an eventual breaking of a word that they made with their godly stepmom.
Jaden will help them out if they need it.
So they plan on doing an offering to their father, but the way they're not going about it where they're just like, oh, I hope they answer. They're just going to leave a note in the same offering. They're going to get a really nice bottle of wine, put it there. Not the right god, I know. It's fine. That one was man-made anyway. It's whatever.
All Greeks and Romans like wine, so
Yeah. Put it like and the offering bowl has like a bucket of ice. Just put it in there. And
Sam's just
they
watching
have.
all this with trepidation on his face.
Yep.
You know, he looked at the bottle of
and then-
wine. You came in. Okay, good stuff. Okay.
It's a good bottle. It's a good brand of wine. It's very top shelf. And it'll read something to the effect of like, whichever one of you winds up getting this, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Gaia and what she plans to do with the city, but I mean, seeing the way that literally everybody else's parents talk to their children is just there's such a delta between them and me, and if Gaia threatens this place, at some point she's just gonna come for you guys. So figure it out or don't. Or we're all gonna die eventually. And they're just gonna leave that note, like it's like offering bowl, bucket of like wine bottle. Just put the note there next to it. And whatever happens from that.
Okay. Jaden, were you going to stay with at Telarius's, or were you going back home?
She'd probably stay at Telarius's for the night.
Okay.
Because she has to get her own stuff sorted out, and she'll worry about that tomorrow. So.
Robert, you get a text message from one of your neighbors.
Your house is on
I
fire.
broke it into again.
He responds to the message. Yes. Anything unusual?
So the initial message was basically, there's a large, well, she'd say, there's a tall redheaded woman, arguing with a Chinese man in your front yard. You know, this is a quiet neighborhood. If you're getting caught up in some kind of weird thing,
I'm gonna ask her to leave.
The HOA just covers this. It clearly
the housing
says.
association may have to get involved. I'm just saying.
No. He responds, I understand. I'll try to get there as quick as I can.
And like 5 minutes later, by the time you get downstairs to your truck, you're getting a text. Or they seem to be leaving now.
He'll respond. All right. Again, thank you for the message or for the concern. And he's gonna like. Is this in the middle while they're doing their little offering? Or
Probably.
Yeah, because Telarius would have to stop by a store, all that.
Get some good wine.
Well, I say that they may keep good wine on hand. I don't really know.
That's
Would
fair.
Robert have put security cameras up on his house after the last break-in?
I know
Yeah.
we were saying he had put some up at the guild house.
Okay. I mean, I
But
thought
would
he
he
might
have
have.
at the house? Yeah, I mean,
He
it
said
makes
he got-
sense.
He said he did after that first break-in, but
Yeah.
we haven't had anything happen at the house since.
Okay. Then yeah, you might be able. And if you got a modern system, you could probably check it on your phone.
Does it have sound? Was
Most
Telarius
home
involved in
security
this?
cameras probably wouldn't.
Ring cameras have sound.
They do.
Yeah, the doorbell, the one that's by the doorbell.
That's fair.
he would definitely have a modern system, so he'd pull that up on his phone. Yeah.
So what you see? So red
dear.
sports car pull up.
Oh, okay.
Dixie gets out, looks around, walks up, kind of bangs on your door. Eventually, notices the doorbell.
Okay.
She props her axe against the thing. She's kind of, when you're clearly not home, she's kind of pacing around on the porch for a while. A little bit later, another car pulls up, also a sports car. Let's see, what would Kim drive?
They get all the water scions, the sports cars, the flaming lights.
Kim strikes me as a Porsche guy.
Game.
No, Porsche's German.
That's fair.
Remember Kim's last name?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't think we.
It's
No,
like
what is
Kim.
Kim's-
It's Faust.
Faust.
It's a Faust. It's a German name that means fist.
Kim Faust. Yeah.
And Kim is a Korean name that means gold, and his dojo is the Golden Fist.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, clever. I give you kudos.
This is all come up
Name
before.
is Fist. His name is Fist.
No, Kim means gold. So his name together means Gold Fist.
Hmm.
We still just call him Fist.
But you see him pull up. You know, on some of the other cameras, and he gets out kind of hurriedly or angrily. There's, well, you see anger in his motions most of the time you see him. And he just walks up just chewing Dixie out, you know. By the time it comes within range of the doorbell, though the doorbell be it records sound when it's being rung. Would it continue?
Ring doorbells record sound and video for anything that triggers them, which usually is just in the vicinity
Okay.
of the
At
doorbell.
the
Yeah,
very least, he turned it
I
on
know
and then was
ours
pacing
does.
around. So
So, yeah,
My friend has one that it gives them a text literally when someone's just within the area, and they'll get an alert like, who the hell's in front of me, and they'll check, and it's like a dog or something.
okay.
Dog and cat cam.
So yeah, when he walks within, you know, where the doorbell will pick up, he sounds pissed. She has been told to leave this man alone. And she starts in on, well, you know, his father cheated my... Kim's like, I don't care. You know, you're going to drag us all down because of this vendetta that's not even your vendetta.
Robert's
Yeah,
listening,
first
and
now.
he's listening to this, and he's just looking, and he's just like, so something my
popcorn?
father did, and she's pissed about. Hey, and he just gets that deadpan look of like
Daughter of Surtur.
it's like out of all the possible things you could bother me with, it just happens to be the fact that something that I have no clue that happened.
Oh, if he has Ring, you can actually talk through that.
Well, he's
thing,
looking at the
too.
recording of this later, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like I was doing it while this was
Okay.
happening, but
Must-
he essentially
okay.
he's watching the recording and just thinking of all the things I could be bothered with. If that was truly the whole problem, he would have probably been like, "What were you cheated out of? Maybe I can get it." But you know, that's just him thinking at the moment.
But
Mhm.
so there's some arguing back and forth, and you know, Kim's thing is, you know, yeah, I don't care what, you know, I don't care what your beef is. You're making your problems my problems, and that's a problem. You know, once things are settled in the city, yeah, then you and him can have it out. I don't care. And there's just a general arguing back and forth, and eventually he gets her to leave.
Mwah.
No.
Yeah, you know, at
Maybe I'll
this
fly on
point,
that wall.
Robert definitely is going to go back to and show this to Talarius and Jaden. Let them have a little
Okay.
fun and watching.
What you got there? They'll look at it and just like, oh, shit.
He's like, yeah. The crap that's happened to my home. It's like,
Oh man, I was having a shitty day after that thing with Connor. Ooh, I feel better now.
like, you can visibly see him grind his teeth, like the aggravation setting in. Like, so I lost good tools that I collected over the years.
Over a misunderstanding because
Oh.
of your father.
If Robert has gained the ability to know anything in dwarf, he's probably grumbled it by now and cursed. It's like, I swear to God. I swear to one god, I swear to many gods.
He just
Swear
has a book
to your
He
father.
just has a book of grudges now.
It's very
Pulls-
dwarven of you, actually.
He's
Pulls out-
carving names to the side of
Bring
it.
forth the Book of Grudges.
I think say pulls out a small leather book out of his pocket. I'm writing this down. I swear to God.
Oh, he does.
Be like the last D&D
Very
campaign I
dwarven of
ran
you.
where the guys had the list. So
Everyone who ever robbed them.
meticulously went down and checked people off the list. And then the one guy came back as a lich, so they had to put his name back on the list and then check it off again.
I
That's
approve
pretty
of
good,
that.
actually.
I approve of that.
Wow.
So yeah, no. If like Talarius or Jaden is like looking over his shoulder when he's doing this, he's literally writing, "Face grudge, but with Dixie. Ask Father what he did."
You know, you could probably do what, like, and they'll point to like the offering little thing that they're doing. You could probably do one of these doohickeys. I don't know what your dad likes.
He's like a 5-year-old's mother. He likes things that his child has made.
Oh, you brought me this macaroni necklace.
Though it better be high quality. Because he
Yeah.
expects
Really-
certain things out of his children.
It's a solid gold
Hey.
macaroni necklace.
Ain't gotta be gold.
He-
The craftsmanship's gotta be good.
He
Yeah.
handmade the macaroni himself.
Every individual grain.
Through
He
the
sits
wheat.
there. And,
Around the flour.
Rarely do you hear of dwarven chefs, but they're really masters of their craft.
he sits there and thinks for a minute. It's like, Talarius, do you have any old silver lying about? That's
Old?
your nut-
No, but I can give you my forks and spoons? Question mark.
That'll work. And do you have something that can heat up metal?
Your hands?
Hey, he thinks about that for a minute. Never mind. Like his mind is so flustered right now on all this. He's just like, I don't even.
He picks up the spoon, he thinks about Dixie, and his anger eats the metal. And then he starts
Just the
molding
pure-
with his hand.
That's some Matrix shit right there.
It's either that or my flashlight, and I think it's going to take a lot longer with my flashlight to expand the metal to melt.
Just sitting
Well,
there holding it over.
With DM's permission, essentially what he's going to do is he's going to sit there and like melt the metal down and like try to make it pool, and he's going to like try to work it into making what would look like a dwarven coin or idol, but like just a flat-faced coin.
Okay.
Use like a spoon and a fork to do that.
It's gotta
Matt,
be good silverware,
remember-
though, not that stainless steel stuff.
Yeah. They having to have the top shelf line as the offering has kind of taught Talarius, yeah, I need to give you the good stuff. So the finest china.
He smiles like, I appreciate this.
Yeah,
Go ahead and give me a roll with your what would your crafting fall under here?
That is a good question.
technology. It's usually the crafting one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like the appropriate one.
Technology, which one?
Let's see. You're doing this by hand,
Dexterity,
It
maybe?
is
so
his.
yeah, I would say dexterity probably.
Okay. RNG, please be kind.
What if it was his legend? Because it's know.
Woo! Yeah,
Oh,
force
that's
That's
good.
true. He does have the creator purview too, or calling rather.
Yep.
Innate toolkit.
I think Innate Toolkit just allows me to just,
Do stuff without tools.
basically. That's why I can literally sit there and just like with my fingernail do the carving. So.
Sam is watching you close. He seems fascinated by this.
Hey, he's just gonna sit there and just essentially make a silver dwarven coin.
I watched
So-
this man build a house by going yeet.
He goes, yeah. Sam was like, yeah, I know. I mean, I know we can do stuff way more impressive than this, but I like watching craftsmen do their craft.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Like a really relaxing ASMR.
Mm.
Except he's just angrily carving.
Like if there could be fire just like glowing from his eyes, that's pretty much as he's doing this. He's just like, I swear to fucking one of you gods, I swear.
Angrily crafting. You are your father's child.
What are you doing? Rage crafting.
I can see it.
Wait, I thought crafting was supposed to calm you down. No, not for me. At this point, it's just pure rage that lights this fire.
Have you ever ground gathering?
I just picture Robert's hands like they turn into like mini furnaces, just like as he melts it down and then gets it like that and just like gets it to a base shape and then he hammers it from there.
Hmm.
I don't know. I was picturing him getting into about the consistency of like Sculpty if you ever use that, and then just working it
Oh.
like he wants it.
Like Play-Doh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But
And he'll look and see where Talarius is doing his offering. Like, here, I'll join you, and he'll slide the coin over there as well.
I don't think they're gonna show up at the same time.
I doubt it too, but at least hopefully I'll get an answer.
But if they do, it'd be fucking hilarious.
There's two gods, different pantheons, chilling and chatting.
no.
Don't answer either
The
one
door
of your
opens.
guys'
They both try to
questions.
come to the door at the same time. They just get stuck.
This is awkward.
No, after you. No, after you.
No, they would both be trying to go in first.
But of course, if you make a silver coin, you have to shine it up really good. So I'm just picturing Robert going, and
Oh,
it
yeah,
just
just
comes
get
out
that-
just gleaming.
Just get
blows
that
on it
good-
like
Just get that good water spit. Just
But
amazing.
so Jaden, you see all this go down.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way
Yeah.
you want to try to contact a parent?
Oh, I need to kill an aminal for that.
To kill one of those little fawns when you have the chance.
That's why,
Right.
like, in the morning, she's gonna, like, go and, kill, probably another deer and offer it to see if she can.
Okay, there's plenty of wooded areas around here. Even on the Olympus side, if you don't want to go back across to where Gaia seems to be hanging out.
Yeah, that's probably what she'll do. So we're close.
A little bit north of the city, there's some wooded areas.
She's gonna head there and,
Give me a hunting roll,
yes.
like you were doing last year.
I was gonna say, sounds oddly
Just
familiar.
not drug dealers this time.
I say, this sounds very familiar.
Let's see, dexterity, survival?
Yeah, survival, and your tracking can factor into it if you want it to.
Don't forget
Okay,
your
and
hunger
is
dice.
it is it cunning or are we doing dexterity?
Do what now?
Cunning or dexterity?
Well, with you it's the same thing, so I don't guess it really matters.
Okay.
And I would probably go cunning because this would cover the hunting, the the tracking, the knowing where to go to begin with, and all that.
You.
That's 4, 5, 6 successes.
Oh yeah. You actually managed to get a couple of bucks. One's an 8 point and one's a 6.
Okay. She's gonna take both of them. And just, leave it as an offering. Hoping that her mother will show up and not one of the various nymphs she's had.
Ooh, excuse me.
I'm just picturing some other hunter coming through the woods. Their Jaden is $2, Probably
Olympus
sets them on
Fish and
fire or something,
Wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
But all right. So you'd headed off in the morning. For the other two of you, your offerings are gone when you get up in the morning.
All right.
He'll just look at Telarius. Oh, that's a positive sign.
Robert,
see.
you get a phone call during breakfast.
And he just sits it on the table, puts on speaker. Hello.
So you needed to talk to me about something?
Yeah, that's good to hear from you, Dad. Got a question for you.
All right, shoot.
So, the other band member, her name from our second band group here. Her name's Dixie. She is clearly pissed off at something you have done. From what I can gather from my little video clip of her attempting to come to my door while I was away, there was something she wanted to bug me about. But apparently, gist I get is you cheated somebody out of something. I don't know who.
It's not how I work.
Oh,
Odin.
no,
Now there's an SOB that'll cheat you. Don't get me started on Loki.
I don't want to get started on Loki either because we'd both be here cursing him in many languages, mostly ours. But all I understand is that they claim, that's what Dixie's claiming, is that they were cheated out of something.
All right,
Now,
well, who's her father?
I don't know 100%. Player me does not know off the top of my head, but Robert would. Surtur.
That's
Robert
who
would
y'all are
spot that.
suspecting anyway.
Yeah, he'd be like, I'm suspecting Surtur, but I don't have definitive proof yet. Did you?
I didn't exactly cheat him.
Oh boy.
Okay.
A middleman. I never found out who exactly. Made a deal with me to construct some weapons and armament.
Okay.
As one does.
Well, that's what we do.
Giving me the impression that it was for somebody else. When I found out it was for Surtur, I called the deal off. Reimburse the money. Because a fire demon's not somebody, or a fire giant's not somebody you really want mad at you.
Understandable.
Yet.
But he was also, an enemy of the Aesir, and who are also people I don't particularly want to piss off.
Also fair.
Other than Loki, I'll piss him off all day long.
I mean, I'm with you there, Pops. Okay, so there's. So
But that could be what she's
basically-
referring to. Surtur was, from what I gather, quite upset about it. The
I mean,
reimbursing his
again-
money didn't seem to soften the blow to him.
Again, essentially losing out on the potential of getting nice or wonderfully crafted dwarven armaments generally will kind of, dampen one's soul, as it were. So I have to assume that's probably it. Do you recall what you were supposed to make him?
Oh, some spear tips, some axes, and he got a couple of the weapons from me. Before I figured it out. Just kind of the first shipment, kind of a sample shipment to show him kind of what he could expect.
Okay. So what was lacking from that shipment, if I may inquire?
Well, the little sample thing, like I said, I sent him kind of one of everything that he'd asked for.
Hmm.
But then I cut the deal off before I could mass produce any of the stuff he was looking for.
Were they any type of special metals or just, whatever you had at the time? Was it like silver, gold, steel?
It wasn't on the level of what I made, what Loki hired me to make. I wasn't creating a Mjolnir for him. But they were my weapons, so of course they were special weapons. Some of them had fire properties, some of them had frost properties.
Okay. Alright. Well, you wouldn't happen to have an inkling of what could possibly fix this ordeal besides just crafting the weapons?
It's been a long time. If he's held a grudge this long.
Some people just want to hold a grudge.
I don't know if he'd have sent his child after you, or if she just ran into you and thought this would be a good way to get in good with her father. He's not, from what I gather, Father of the Year material.
He'll, oddly enough, when that statement is said, he kind of looks up at Talarius, and he's like, "Yeah, I have a feeling that can be said for a lot of dads."
Ouch.
He's saying that in just the regard of, Talarius ain't really had the pleasure of meeting or getting to see his dad.
Their dad.
Or their dad, excuse me.
Well, none of the deity ones are really around that often. But yeah, that's all he can think of that would have set the Surtur off on him.
Okay. That's mainly what I wanted to know, Pops. I appreciate it.
Well, I'd have come by and spoke to you in person, but Olympus is becoming a place that it's awkward and complicated for us to come to. I mean, not physically, just politically. Something is brewing with some of your friends, some of your Mediterranean friends. And the other pantheons are highly advising that we all stay out of it.
He would just be like, "Yeah, I believe that has something to do with Gaia, so..."
That's the rumors I've been hearing.
Oh, I can just about confirm that for you now. To what fun and extent is going on, well, that's yet to be known. Or seen. It's only going to get better.
I'd tell you to get out of there, but, I know some of your friends are going to be involved, so just keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head down as much as you can.
I'll do my best. Oh, by the way, I've got a workshop up and running. Or trying to get it more up and running. Trying to think of a safe place for people of our kind to practice their craft without, being judged too much, or at least with the freedom to do as they wish.
Setting this place up specifically for dwarven crafters, or just crafters in general?
Crafters in general, but it would definitely be more catered to dwarven crafters if they wish to join. If not, then anyone else is free to come in.
I'll put the word around anybody in the area. Now, until this thing with the Theo settles, I don't know that you'll have many takers, but
Can wait till that blows over, but if you can get the word out, I'd pretty appreciate it.
Like I said, I'll let people know.
Thanks,
we
Pops.
could use a firmer foothold in the new world.
Oh, that was my plan. It's been slow fruition, but I'm getting there.
All right, so a little
They
more
still call
small
it the
talking,
New
and he
World.
gets off the phone.
That was my takeaway. But they still call it the New World.
Well, the native pantheons don't. Telarius.
Yes.
As Robert's hanging out with his father, there's a knock on your door.
Oh, great. Divine timing. They'll go answer it.
Psyche is standing there.
Oh, I saw this coming. Come on, give me your worst.
Do you step back to let her in, or are you just still standing in the way?
Let's step back to let her in.
She steps in.
Mhm.
I got your note. Your father enjoyed the wine. I'm sure he would have come. I was already in the area.
You have a kid here? I don't know what the implication of that is, but
she
you know.
looks at you. She is just offended by the suggestion.
Connor's made out of a freaking hair strand. I don't know.
She's like, no, I do not. How much do you trust your cousin?
She's been pretty forthcoming so far. I trust her.
I believe Gaia was making her an offer. I didn't hear the end of the conversation though.
Yeah, she said a bunch of birds came down and got your little.
Yes, I was using them as scouts. I thought I was being subtle, but apparently she caught on to. I mean, it was a wildflower field. It should have been covered in butterflies.
Something about waking up pretty early to get one over on the on a primordial.
Yeah, well. But yes, she was offering your friend a way out, trying to get her to convince Artemis to change sides. I believe.
This is just so I understand. This is something that's happening way out in the ethers of wherever you all hang out, right?
And other places.
Sure. Then why is it hitting Olympus?
None of us know. We know in general what Gaia is likely trying, though she's being careful not to leave a lot of proof. But we don't know what it is about Nebraska that has drawn her attention.
It's fucking Nebraska. Like, I barely like it here, and this is where I live.
But it was some sort of divine meddling that created this city, and now Gaia has shown up and is interested in it.
Is Jaden here, or is she like asleep?
She's off hunting. She left early
she's
in the
doing
morning.
her hunt. Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Like any good hunter, she was getting in the woods by the time the sun was up.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of her thing with the school and all. So none of you know what Gaia is doing here, except that this place is unnaturally created, and something Gaia is nature. So what? She's trying to return it to nature?
I doubt that. Not in the hippy-dippy way you're thinking, anyway. Gaia doesn't really care what humanity's doing to the planet. The planet will recover on its own once humanity... If humanity wipes itself out, the planet will recover. If so much as 2 microbes survive your people, life will keep going. That's what Gaia cares about. But she's very into cycles. She helped her son overthrow his father, and then she helped her grandson overthrow her son. Then she gave birth to Typhoon in an attempt to overthrow Zeus. That one failed, but
Would this be take 2?
that's what we suspect.
You didn't tell us. Don't like we like that, Jaden. You didn't tell us.
She didn't have a chance to.
I know. I'm giving you shit. They'll look at Seki and be like, So Olympus somehow plays a part in overthrowing Zeus. Is that what I'm getting here?
Yes, essentially. This is likely just one more small step in a much larger, longer plan.
But cutting it off here would be... Is that like, I have to start back from the beginning, or is that like...
I'm sure it's only a delay, but but if we can keep delaying her, eventually she'll slip up enough that Zeus will consider it enough evidence to go after her. She's one of the oldest beings, so there's some hesitation, and we're not sure what imprisoning her would do to the planet. But
imprisoning literally nature? Probably not good.
Time's imprisoned, and time keeps flowing, so
It's true.
she's hardly the only nature deity around.
Also true. I'm
But
feeling a little
she
better
is
about
the
it now.
wellspring from which we all flow. And she kind of gestures between you and her when she says that, not she ignores Robert.
Sure.
And
So
Sam,
do you
and
have?
Sam has made himself scarce.
So do you have a? Do you have a plan? Do you have, I don't know, an idea of where to go from here?
Watch your cousin closely.
Okay.
Make sure of her loyalty.
Sure.
If she becomes disloyal, remove her from the equation.
Looking like.
And
Or
if necessary, it doesn't have to be that drastic.
Sure. I'm just like, I'm starting to learn that's especially since you're describing all these minor overthrows, it's becoming pretty commonplace with our people.
Yeah, that's in most cultures. But
Is
no,
it
I'm
though?
not necessarily saying kill your friend if she swaps sides. I mean, catch her in a net and hang her off the side of your building for all I care. Just get her out of the way.
Hell of a net.
Yeah, well, Hephaestus caught your grandmother and Mars that way one time.
I have faith in Jaden.
I think you got the idea from Ogun, though.
I have faith in Jaden. And I will see if we can't guide her if she does stray.
Very well. Trust but verify. Even if you trust her, verify.
Sure, of course. That's what I do even and they like motion towards their whole setup over there.
Yeah, she just looks at your tech like, okay, whatever. I don't know. She's psyche. She has other mind. She might keep up with technology. I don't know.
I'm just saying, God of technology. It's new. Everyone's like, of fire, of metal, of the earth. Technology is coming up.
Teleris has gone. There's an empty space here. That's what I'm aiming for.
I see you have a job opening.
Mm-hmm.
See, now I'm picturing like some of the old gods sitting around trying to figure out this newfangled technology, and they're like can't figure a book out to save their life. Scrolls and tablets. That's what they need.
If you think about it, technology is just a lot of grains of sand put together.
Mm-hmm.
That there sounds like a rabbit hole.
Quite possibly. But
Well, I appreciate being able to talk on less aggressive, terms.
this isn't a current events are bigger than your father's infidelity. Things are not settled between us, but they must be put off for the greater good.
I like that.
When this is over, I should regularly have a chat with your mother.
Don't like that.
Let's see.
So, just trust but verify with Jaden. Make sure she's on the up and up.
Be careful.
that really it?
There are other titans active in the region.
Of course there are. It couldn't just be one Titan. It'd have to be like a slew of them.
Well, Gaia can call in. Gaia's got many children that she can call upon. They likely won't take too direct a hand, but she has one that she knows has been active that is good at. If you need mindless followers, he's good at subverting cults and founding cults and such things.
Is that the one with all the weird hand limbs?
Yes, yes.
That one's active here. Oh,
He's not
Gross.
someone that you're going to have to physically fight. Is what I'm trying to say.
oh, okay. Whew. That thing gave me nightmares. I looked at it.
It's one of her most disturbing children.
Can we just handshake on this? That we're gonna put aside our differences to make sure that Gaia's subverted for now. It isn't a trust thing. It just makes me feel better.
Very well. If my word isn't good enough for you.
I'll go to handshake.
Now, when she shakes your hand, though, she grabs you by the forearm,
Yeah, that's
like
fine.
old school.
It'll be like this, and then they'll get the hint immediately, and then go for it.
Yeah. So yes, until this is over, I will take no actions against you or yours, provided you stay loyal to the cause we're agreeing to and fighting for.
You know who else is on this side?
At the moment, your cousin's mother. Most of the gods will side with Zeus. Many of the Titans will side with Gaia, and quite a few will likely simply keep their heads down.
Another question, because you're all about the mind, right? That's your thing.
She kind of nods.
How hard would it be to just have another Titan or the spawn of a Titan just push them off to piss off another member of my band?
What do you mean now?
I'll show her the footage from where Dixie was being pissed off at with Kim.
Yeah, Robert easily just handed him his phone so he could do that.
Yeah. Hey, Robert, let me borrow that for a second. I'll show her.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so this is two members of the other band here in the town. Okay.
That one's a daughter of Surtur, we think.
Okay, I'm not super familiar with him, but okay.
Sounds like another primordial.
Sounds like an inner pantheon disagreement that often spills over into the children.
But would that be tied to this somehow, since Gaia has getting all these different elementals?
It's possible. The primordials will sometimes have had agreements that go back millennia, favor swapping, and all sorts of things.
That what happened to that gang? It's been in front of me the whole time.
What do you mean?
The gang that there was a gang that was here, and they were like, some of them had weird elemental abilities, but when you removed them from that, they would like swell up and turn into weird elemental pustules.
Oh, that sounds like some hackneyed human magic. Let's see, is there anything else she needs to get across to you?
I don't know, is there?
No, I think that's the big thing right now.
Alright, well, it was lovely talking to you. Even though, everything else, but,
Even though you hate me.
Yeah. All that aside, it is nice to be able to talk to you. Or, I would prefer my father, but I understand the circumstances.
Yes. Well, until we speak again, then. She turns she's like she's going to leave. Are you not going to address me, Samuel? At which point he comes clomp, clomp, clomp out of it. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
I didn't notice you were here. Samuel's been really good about training me. Okay, bye.
She doesn't want to hear about how Samuel's helping you.
Again, Robert just kind of smiles at the whole situation, like, well, that went better than I expected.
You should see the letter I wrote them.
Well,
he can see it. She handed it back to you. I got your letter.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, meanwhile, out in the woods, you have set the 2 bucks on fire. Kind of old school.
On a pyre.
It smells like burning hair.
Well, she had probably skinned them and cleaned them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You don't waste pelts doing that. But you're sitting there, and it's only to the point that it smells like cooking meat at the moment. It hasn't really burned yet. When you hear a very light step behind you.
Go turn around to see who showed up.
You turn around just in time to get embraced by your mother. She looks about 12 at the moment, so she's actually shorter than you.
Yeah. Hey, Mom. So.
You clearly wish to speak to me.
Yes. Gaia talked to me yesterday.
And what did grandmother want?
For you to choose the right side this time, she says.
Really?
Yeah. Really?
She thought you could convince me to betray my father.
Yeah. I mean...
Are you trying to convince me to betray my father?
No. No. I said, if I talk to you, will she leave my band alone? And all I'm doing is talking to you. I'm a woman of my word. I'm talking to you. I'm just telling you what she wants. I'm not going to convince you, because even I know I can't convince you to betray grandfather. So why would I do that?
Oh, that's very good. Very good. And she kind of whistles, and some of her nymphs come running in and, taking care of the deer before it burns.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are examining the pelts, packing up in their supplies.
Yeah.
So, what did she drop you any hints as to what her plans are?
No, because she doesn't trust me. But she says Zeus will fall this time.
From what I hear, she said that last time. That was before my time, though.
Yeah. But that's all she said.
Are you sure that's all she said?
She'll explain. She'll tell exactly what Gaia has told
Well,
her.
she said Granddad spoiled you pretty bad.
Yeah.
That her and your brother tried to help you. Something about that Orion kid.
And that he won't let you grow up.
He's not going to make me grow up.
Yeah.
I could if I chose to. I simply choose not to. What's the point?
As a full 12-year-old in front of you.
And the only reason why she came to me was because I'm your only daughter that's here right now. So.
Yes, there's not too many. I don't have too many in the Americas. Though maybe I should get one in the Amazon. There's a lot of good hunting down in the Amazon. Everybody thinks those giant sloths are extinct. There's still a few down there.
But yeah, I mean, I told her I'd talk to you, and that's what I did. I told you what she wanted, because that's what she wanted me to do.
Very well. I would not count on her leaving your band alone.
Yeah, because
once it becomes obvious that I'm not changing sides and that you are not aiding her.
She either says either change sides or you don't get into the fight.
I'm going to support my father.
Yeah. Understandable.
He has his faults, but he's been a good king.
Can't keep it in his pants to save his life, but he's a good king.
And there's like this awkward silence where she's like waiting for Jaden to, oh yeah, he's great. And then it just stretches into this longer silence.
I mean, he's not a horrible king, otherwise you guys would have kicked him out already.
Well, assuming we were powerful enough to.
Mm.
He is the mightiest of the Olympians. You'll notice even Gaia doesn't just go and pick a fight with him.
Yeah. She has a couple of other gods here helping her out. So.
Yes, I sense the old god of the hunt has been in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Though I find it unlikely that he would get involved in a Theo civil war.
He owes her favor.
I don't feel him now, so hopefully he's paid his favor and is done then.
She did say that she'd have them not do anything while I made a decision. So.
Well, it's going to be, times are coming that are going to be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Keep your band around you tightly. You will need your allies. Together you could be strong like a phalanx.
Will do.
Just give you another hug.
She'll hug back.
And your friends at the bar are going to be very important.
Okay.
One of them was, remember, there was somebody there that was here the last time the gods meddled in this area.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I remember.
She turns to go, and then she kind of turns back. And none of those boys are getting too fresh with you, are they?
No. No.
Because I could send a couple of girls out to, take care of that.
It's fine. Just friends.
All right.
How did her bow make a shotgun noise?
I love that.
Did anybody else hear that thunder?
No.
Okay. It was pretty loud. I thought my mic might have picked it up.
Oh no, we got it too.
We've been bad mouthing Zeus, and suddenly I got thunder around my house. I should ask.
Oh yeah, I got
That's on
thunder
you.
here too. I
Howdy
heard it.
guy, Badmouth and Zeus.
Classic.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Classic Zeus.
Come on, dude.
Wait,
You gotta
bef-
admit you're a himbo.
but-
You star.
Before Artemis leaves, Jaden would ask her if she knows if Chad is Zeus's child. She wants to know
shit.
that.
I mean,
Would she know?
Would she?
Because, the Greek gods are not all knowing.
They're close to it.
Well, in
But
your
it is
battle,
in-
battle wicks, anyway.
Is in the same area as one of her kids.
You know what? Just roll me a D10. Even she knows, odd she doesn't.
Okay.
I keep reaching for my cup and it's empty.
2.
Listen, I said even she does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You said
Mhm.
even if she does.
No, he is not a son of my father.
Okay.
That would have been hilarious.
I mean, with all the kids he has.
I believe he's a son of Eros.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That makes it, yeah.
Interesting.
We were all kind of guessing that.
All parking it.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be a god of some
So,
horn dog.
somebody, yeah, absolutely.
So is Jaden got that little shit-eating grin that you just had?
yeah. Information to know.
Your mother just kind of looks at you. What are you smiling so goofily about? What's the joke I'm not in on?
Me and the band were trying to figure out who we knew, we had a feeling he was Greco-Roman, and we're trying to figure out who his father was.
Oh, yes, okay. Well, I'm glad I was of assistance then.
Thank you so very much.
Don't let him get too close to you either.
No, it's fine. He tries and I turn him down.
Good girl.
Every
Reaches
time.
up, stretches up, pats you on top of the head.
She'll bend to help her with that.
But she tells you she'll do what she can to aid y'all, in what's coming up. But it wouldn't be good for the city for the gods to get directly involved in combat.
Hmm.
That's bad stuff just happens there.
Yeah.
Ask the Trojans. But, so with one last wave, she takes off into the woods. And we're probably going to have to wrap here because we're already like 11 minutes over.
15.
Oh, we are. Shit.
I had to get all the parents in.
Yep, that was true. You've met your parent recently.
You have a very good relationship with your father. I don't want to hear shit from you.
That's true. The Monkey King has probably shown up more than anybody else. Though Artemis has shown up several times.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so hope y'all had a good time. I certainly enjoyed running it. You have actually found out some significant facts about the conflict you find yourself in.
Mm-hmm.
The mist is starting to lift. But not completely. So anyway, I hope anybody that came by to watch enjoyed it. Anybody that comes by later. If you're looking for more games, Deca, what else have we got coming up on the channel?
You had me. You had me there for a second.
And I'm in the first half.
Yep. Tune in tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel for False Goblin Knights with JT as the DM for that. Thursday is a Knight's Ransom with Pink Rambo as the DM for that game. We don't have anything on Friday. On Saturday is the Stolen Cities with Alex as the DM. And Sunday is Varenheim with Trail as the DM. And these are all Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in their own versions of it. So, it's the same but different. And then Monday is the Troubleshooters, which is the flagship show here with Captain Sack as the DM. And that is also 5th edition. And then you come back to us, where we're completely different.
We're the non-5th edition game.
We are the black sheep of the tabletops.
One day in 2 years, D&D is going to come out with 5.5e, and then what?
It'll be a slow fade in, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, please go back next Tuesday and check us out. Until then, bye-bye. Everybody wave.